So in the summer I did a state of the collection video, but there was one glaring omission from that video, which was my G Shock collection. So today we're looking at my growing G Shock collection and just generally talking about Casios. I feel like we should also address, I'm trying to make my home office into a cool filming location. So I've added these shelves behind me. I'm gonna maybe put a picture there. It's gonna look cool. My plant has seen better days, but I have big dreams on reviving her. That's a journey we can go on together. But you didn't come here to hear about my sad plant. You're here for Casios and G Shocks. Let's start with my favorite G Shock I have, and this is actually the first G Shock model I ever bought. The Classic Square DWE 5600R. Now the Classic Squares have always been my favorite G Shock models. It is the most true to their DNA, and the size and proportions just work for me. But the big reason I bought this one, specifically, is because it comes with interchangeable cases. So it has a yellow case, which is the one I use the most, a red case, and a black case. I've actually never used the black. With G Shocks I always want color, baby! But yeah, it's the perfect starting place. It's kind of like having 3 G Shocks in one. It's almost the same as having a Vacheron Constantin overseas. Nowhere near Brittany. Of all my G Shocks, this is the only one I'm quite precious about and wouldn't give away to someone. The next G Shock I bought myself was this little legend, a grey Casioak. I truly think a Casioak is needed in every collection, and it is the other big icon of the brand. This used to be my gym watch, but it is getting less and less time on my wrist and more time on my stepdaughter's wrist. So she's 24, a PE teacher. She's never really been into watches, but in these last couple years, she's been dabbling in here and there. She's been wearing my watches or my husband's watches every now and again. And she seems to wear this one a lot to work, and I completely support it. Great little watch, honestly does it all. Anti-digi display, all the G Shock functionality you want, and a bit of backlight. Just a great watch. For something a bit different now, I have 2 full metal G Shocks, and these are freaking special. I had a dream of these being my new workout watches, but I find I wear them far more casually. I think these look so good with jeans and a t-shirt, anything dressed down. Something to note with the full metal is that they do wear larger than the resin models. So I thought because I love the resin Casioak, the full metal would be no problem. But oh no, there's a lot of overhang on my 5.5-inch wrist. So because the end links don't articulate or have any give in them, they do wear a little bit larger. The full metal Casioak has really become my husband's watch. But the Classic Square fits me, and it wraps so nicely around the wrist. These are my only G Shocks that I have that have the Bluetooth, and I've connected it. I don't know if anyone else uses the Bluetooth connectivity, but if you get the Casio Watches app, you can use all that G Shock functionality like alarms, timers, reminders, world timer, just through the app rather than aimlessly hitting buttons hoping you're getting a bit closer to the mode that you want to be in. Next up, and this is my newest G Shock from IFL, who just so happened to be today's fabulous video sponsor. This is the new G Shock Casio Spitfire, just released today, February 26th, celebrating the golden age of aviation with one of the most iconic aircrafts, possibly ever, the Spitfire. This might be my favorite IFL release yet. It's tied, it's either this one or the Octo. Limited to only 100 pieces, and the dial is painted by IFL's in-house artists and just adds something new, something fresh to the G Shock. Now this one hits a special place in my heart because my husband is actually in the Fleet Air Arm of the Royal Navy here in the UK. So aviation is a major part of our lives, and I reckon I'm going to be fighting with him over who gets to wear this one more. As for the watch itself, this is a customized metal Casioak, so all that G Shock functionality with stopwatch timers, world time, and for the wearing experience, it wears like a Casioak. But paired with the khaki NATO, making it feel extra military. If you want to go check these out, or anything else IFL has on their website, go click that link in my description. It should be right at the top, so they know I sent you over. I freaking love this new drop, and biggest thank you ever to IFL for sponsoring this video. Okay, so the next 2 I have will look really different from the outside, but they are linked. I received both of these as the most gorgeous gift ever from a friend and viewer of the channel, James Blonde. Both of these are custom modded, and it's just really lovely to be thought of and gifted something so nice. So he sent me these when I was just kind of in a low time of life, in a time where I just needed a bit of cheering up. So this is my one of one, better than a Journe Casioak, modded to look like the FP Journe Elegante, but of course this one is far more exclusive, being a one of one. And look at this, look at the case back. This is the best part. Just so thoughtful. And the white Casioak, blue dial. I've actually always wanted a white G Shock, and the white and blue go perfectly together. Not a detail missed. And it was just too kind of him. Okay, next one we need to talk about. Another G Shock of mine that I never get to wear because someone in my family keeps stealing it. The Casioak Octo by IFL. This is actually one of my favorite G Shocks in the collection, hand-painted dial by the artists over at IFL, and it's just a spot of fun. You know how some people are just really into space exploration? Omega Speedmaster kind of people? I'm kind of like that, but with the ocean. I've got a weird obsession with submarines and just underwater in general. So this appeals to all my sensibilities, and I love wearing this when my husband doesn't steal it and he leaves it for me to wear. Moving on, this is the last G Shock I have, and probably the happiest, the jolliest one I have, the DW 5900. So this is a historical model, reintroduced in 2018. This one particularly was a birthday present from the one and only Tim Wright, in the iconic Tim Wright colors, pink and green. And this one just scratches a different itch in my G Shock collection because it is so different. Large and in charge, if anything it's a bit too big for me, but I think G Shocks are allowed to wear obnoxiously big, you know? The only fault I have with this one is it can be difficult to tell the time sometimes. Legibility isn't always the best, but an incredibly joyful wear. So that is the G Shock collection. Let's look at some of my Casios now. Every self-respecting watch lover has to have a few Casios in the collection. This is my newest one, and the one I'm the most excited about, my MQ247 BLL. I think I bought this one for like £11 a few months ago. It was on sale. They're now back to full price, which is £17 or £17.50, which isn't that bad, but I still love a deal. I bought this one for two reasons. One, I just love a classic, no-nonsense, boring watch. And two, the Pope also has one. Completely resin case, easy to wear, and this is probably my most worn Casio. Next, we all knew there would be an F91 somewhere. I mean, this is a staple of the brand. And I also have the Illuminator, which is basically the same as the F91W, but with a better backlight. It's the F91W for the person who needs to flex. Moving on, and this is another staple of Casio, bread and butter Casio, the calculator watch. This one actually isn't mine, this is one I've stolen from my husband, but he's away skiing right now, so he shouldn't have left it behind. You know, I'm gonna say something right now, and I'll edit it out if I sound like an idiot. I've never been one of those people who paid attention to, this watch will get you laid, this is the watch that's gonna attract women to you. But I kind of feel like if you were wearing this, it would be a conversation piece. I don't know if I'm the best subject to talk about this because I haven't been on a date or even been hit on in like a decade, and I'm far too deep into watches. So I won't be the best sample pool for this. I just feel like I'd notice this on a guy and I would think he's quirky and nostalgic, and I think it'd be a great choice. And last but not least, another nostalgic feeling classic 80s Casio, the A158. I have the gold model, but it is also available in steel, and this is just a classic. Anyways, I think that's it. That is my entire Casio collection. I don't know, I could have more sitting around the house somewhere. If I find any more, I'll let you guys know, I'll keep you in the loop. But I'm so sure this is everything. I'd love to know about your Casio collections in those comments down below, and thank you once again to IFL for sponsoring this video. I freaking love partnering with IFL. It's a pleasure to work with them, so thank you so much, guys. But now, it's time to thank the fabulous, gorgeous, wonderful Pope tier patrons. What should we do to thank the patrons today? Do we do a song? Do we do just talking? I think we do a song. Ooh. Ooh, thank you patrons, you're the best, you're the greatest. Ooh, I said thank you, patrons. You're the best, you're the greatest. Thank you, patrons. Thank you all tier patrons, but special big shout out to the Pope tier patrons. Bye, guys.